Promotions. How y'all doing tonight? Tonight I have Christian Shields with me. Hi, Christian. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, pretty good. I am so happy to have you here on my show. I couldn't wait for you to be here.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure. I'm happy to be here too. I'm just sharing everything because it just popped up on the Facebook timeline. I'm just sharing everything now to make sure that we are good to go.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I did a few runs beforehand and I wanted to make sure I had everything right. And if you in a little bit further in the segment, I want to play a couple of your songs or a song, however long, if that's okay with you.
I'm just here just to hang out, so you can do whatever.
Awesome, awesome. And I
There's
love
no
you.
place. I was gonna say there's no place I'd rather be on a. It's Thursday, right? On a Thursday night than with you.
Thank you so much. And I'm so glad you're here spending time with me tonight. It means a lot to me. So we'll start off with the questions as I usually do. Of course, I know where you're from, but I'll ask you the questions because that's what I always do. Where are you from, Christian?
So I am currently located in Austin, Texas, but originally I'm from Warwick, Rhode Island. That's where I was born and raised. Lived there for 25 years. I've been in Texas for 6 years.
Awesome, awesome. How is it out there in Texas?
It's great. I love it. There's no place I would rather be at the current time. At the current moment, it's here in Austin. It's great.
That's very cool. Now, is it hot like all the time, or do you have your moments? Is it really cool off, or?
I mean, it's been over 100 plus degrees now every day. I would say for the past
Oh my
couple
God.
months during the dry heat, as they say. But the sun gets pretty intense. Uh, during the nighttime it gets down to like the mid 70s and it's pretty nice. But it'll be like this at least until the end of September.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so it does cool off like in the evening somewhat. So,
A little bit. If it rains, the temperature will drop significantly. Yeah, but it doesn't really rain that much during the summer.
oh, okay. Yeah, we do have our bits of rainstorms and things like that. It'll start off really beautiful, and then it'll be like 90s stuff like that, and then it'll drop and it'll have a thunderstorm and rain, and there you go. So it's hard to
Yeah.
plan do stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been. I've never been to Baltimore. I've never been out there. I've always wanted to. Heard it's a great rock town. Got some fans out there, especially from 97underground.com. They've been spinning my stuff on the radio out there. So
Yes.
they're begging me to come out, and it's like all in due time. I'm gradually making my way out there. But I
Yes.
will be hopefully seeing you guys soon. Not just paying lip service, logistics, all that
Yeah,
stuff. Gonna make sure the boys are up for it and all that stuff
that's true. Yeah.
and got other commitments first that gotta it's a balancing act. You gotta do everything. You just gotta plan everything out, and a lot of things aren't just willy-nilly. You can't just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go and play this city. There's just travel, like I said, traveling logistics, the venue, you got to get bands together. It's a whole thing.
That's very true. And I know I've asked you a few times when you come into Baltimore, when you coming down, but I know it's a long travel and a lot of planning and everything. Well, when you mentioned 97 Underground, I just wanted to say that's where I found you. That's how I knew of you. And I was listening to 97 Underground, and I was like, who is that? And then I reached out to you when I found out, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to get your CD. I really did. And I do have your shirt. I would have worn it tonight, but I'm going through a lot of process of going. I have a lot of clothes. What female doesn't have a lot of clothes, right? So it's in the mix up there somewhere with everything else. And I just couldn't find it tonight, and I'm sorry.
Oh
But
no,
I like to wear your shirt, when I interview you.
I was
On the
gonna say,
next time.
you ain't wearing the shirt. This interview's over. I'm done. No, I'm just kidding. But
Okay.
just to finish the point about coming to Baltimore as well, I have to plan a lot of shows around it too. So
So
it's
see,
not
I need to buy some more merch. I need to buy new merch. There you go.
you and everybody else. No, but it's more or less like
Exactly.
if I go out there, there's other markets I want to hit in the process. So a bunch of things just have to line up. It'll happen. It's just it'll happen when it happens. Just not time yet.
Exactly. And it just takes time for that. And when it does, it's going to be an amazing show, and I know it will be. We have plenty of venues down here, so after the show I could, tell you a few places, get you hooked up with a few places, so we can get you
Yeah, we
started.
can talk about it. Absolutely. Sorry, I'm not trying to derail your conversation to take it over, but that's kind of what I do.
No, that's fine. No, we're just having a conversation. It's all there is, and that's what we like to do, and it's fine. Yeah. But yeah, I was so happy when I found you from 97 Underground. So yes. So
yeah, they've been good to me, and it's crazy the fan vote. I think I've had because I know they're mostly do internet radio now, but I believe maybe before my time. I'm only 31, but before my time, from my knowledge, they used to just be strictly like terrestrial radio, and it's crazy how like fan voting, like every song that I've had on there has people have voted it to number one like multiple weeks in a row. So I think at first it was rock and roll. I don't believe I released Not This Time on there, but I know Lie to Me was on there. And then Off the Track, that was like number one, I think. It was both Rock and Roll and Off the Track were number one for a few weeks in a row. I mean, I was beating out like Dee Snider and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty flattering and cool, but
that is, yeah.
That's just one feather in the cap. You gotta keep stacking the accolades together. You can't rest on your walls. But it's flattering. It's flattering for sure.
That is, and that you just keep going and you keep going. Keep climbing them steps there. That's what you do. I'm telling you, when you say that the Off the Track, I want to play that song now. Would that be okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because when I hear this, I feel the energy just runs through my system, and I want everybody to know Christian Shields.
Sweet.
Yes. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I got it. I can hear it.
It's really pumping. It kicks.
Thank you.
So cool.
Yes.
I just want to like bang my head.
So bang your head. I love it.
Yes. Yes, that's so powerful and energy. So tell me about that song.
Well, so originally, so that song was written. Uh, how do I put this? So basically, I had a friend. His name was John Pacheco, and one day we were sitting around in his basement, and he was a huge like Avenged Sevenfold fan and a lot of those riffs, and we were kind of just jamming those kinds of riffs, and he lived like a kind of very like um, his lifestyle, like he was just very like free and just did whatever he wanted whenever he wanted, but he lived really hard and really fast. Unfortunately, he ended up taking his own life. But
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
but he's kind of like the inspiration for that song in a way. Um, I mean, we weren't really that close, but you know, I ended up coming up with an idea based around kind of like how he, lived his life, but kind of like injected my own attitude into it, but kind of like you know, it's kind of like it's just basically it's kind of like a song about you know the only rules or any limitations that you have are what you set for yourself, and
Mm-hmm.
then you're basically going off the track. But I didn't want to leave the song on like a sour note of self-destructiveness. I wanted it to more or less just be like a song about an attitude. I try to write a lot of stuff like that, try to stay away from a lot of dark stuff. But ultimately, he was kind of the foundation, inspiration for that, and then it kind of just went from there.
Awesome. I just love it. And then the video. How did you how
Well, it was done by 12-inch Media. 12-inch Media has done videos for like Molly Crew and Five Finger Death Punch and stuff like that. The guy's name is Craig Goonsey. I forget his last name, but that's what he goes by. And I think he's located out of the not is it the UK? I forget, but yeah, he's done a lot of work for bands like that. I think he did something for Alice Cooper too. So he did the video for me, and I couldn't be happier.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I love the song and the video. I'm telling you, all of your songs are amazing. This one just gets me. And I'm like, oh, I love this one. I love this one. And- but yeah, makes like I said, makes me want to bang my head.
Yeah.
So, um, so yeah. So with your band members, how did you get together? Like collaborate with each other.
So my guitar player Marshall Benson and he's somebody I met when I first moved to Austin. I was interning at a recording studio called Westfall Recordings here in Austin. That's kind of like where my journey began of me coming down here. And I was engineering. He was in a band called First Year Fight, and I was engineering their EP. And I was just tracking guitar while he was playing. And funny story, he didn't like me at first. Uh, you know, I think he thought I'll just leave it at that. He just didn't like me at first, and I was like, oh man. And but what was weird is like working with him that day, I could feel that there was a little bit of a tension there and all that. But
Yeah.
just something in my brain was like, in a future project, this is the guy I need to work with. And ultimately, one thing led to another, and then we worked together on the Christian Shields record, and This Is Rock and Roll, and that's how we met. And he had I believe he had just recently moved to Austin around that time as well. You would have to ask him that, or I'd have to ask him that because I'm not sure. But that's how we met. And then just like I said, it wasn't like right away. It was a couple of years after that. That was 2016. We didn't really start working together until 2018. So it was after that. And so for my drummer Ram Gov, when I was looking for a drummer for the live band, I asked everybody I knew here in Austin. I said, "Who's the best drummer in Austin?" And everybody unanimously said Ram Gov. And so I made an arrangement to meet with him, and immediately just I love his attitude and his character. He's got this arrogance to him, but he's very confident, and he couldn't be a nicer person. So we I told him what I wanted to do, and I hired him. And then how I met Jake. Now the original bass player in the band was Justin Cedillo, but he ended up he wanted to go on and do other things, which is fine. He's playing with a really talented blues guitar player here named Paul Val, and we're still friends and we still chat. I had put an ad out on Facebook and he responded, but ultimately, so this is how I'm going to tie it together with Jake, who's our Jake Allard, who's my current bass player, permanent bass player, and basically when I did my first show with this project coming out of COVID, I opened for Faster Pussycat, and Jake was actually in the audience that night. And after the show, he came up to the band and was like, "Wow, you guys are great. How long have you been playing?" And I was like, "This is the first show."
Oh.
So he was he had like a really cool vibe and look to him. And he's like, "Oh, I'm a guitar player or whatever." And when Justin announced that he was going to I'm missing a part here. Well, yeah, well, actually, no, I'm not. But when Justin announced that he was going to step out of the band to do other things, then Marshall suggested, "What about that guy Jake?" And it just so happened at the last show that Justin played, Jake just came to the show just to watch as a fan.
Wow.
And after that night, I talked to him and he's like, "I'm a guitar player though," and I was like, "That's okay, you can play bass." And it just clicked. It just happened. Sometimes things happen like that, and there could be a message there for other bands. It's not necessarily you need to be the guitar player, you need to be the drummer or whatever. It's more or less if you fit the bill, you can do anything, and you hire to do a job, you just do it. So that's how it came. Sorry, bang my table here. But that's how it came to be, and it happened pretty organically. There wasn't really any craziness, and we're 30 shows in less than a year, and things were kind of slow moving getting started, obviously coming out of the pandemic and all that stuff. Just constantly trying to ramp it up.
Awesome. So that everybody blended well and everything's good, and you're out there, you're on tour now. Tell us about that.
What about the tour? Well, yeah. I'm not really touring per se, even though I am. What I am doing is I'm just doing a bunch of one-off and weekend warrior type stuff.
Okay.
Until I have more of because I book my own shows. I haven't really been going through promoters. I just handle it all myself.
Gotcha.
So until I have all the markets dialed in, then I'll dial in more of a tour thing. So for right now, just like weekend warrior stuff, going out 3, 4, 5 days in a row and coming back. A lot of places are still a little, funny. I want to say funny. I mean, it's a small word, but a little weary of some live music stuff. So there's some hurdles to jump there.
Yeah.
So it's an ever evolving process, just one step at a time. Like I said, I got many places on the list. Las Vegas, Los Angeles, New York, Baltimore, Detroit, Tampa. I mean, these are all places that I'm, talking about coming to, but it's just that, the stars have to align, and when they do, I will be there.
Awesome. And I do understand that it takes a lot of planning and putting things together and all that to do.
I want to play M3.
Yes. We need to get you here for that.
And open for Kix.
That would be amazing. I would love that. That would be so cool.
Kix is one of my favorite bands, so it'd be a dream come true.
Yes, Kix was just in my hometown, like 15 minutes away from me. We have this Dundalk Heritage Fair, Dundalk area of where we live, and Slaughter was the first band on Saturday, and then Kix was Sunday. The Slaughter got rained out. They played 2 songs and they were rained out. But Kix, and that would be something for you to try to get in to do too with them. Yeah. But
any of those bands. I mean, I'll play wherever and anybody that'll have me, I will be there. I just, like I said, I want to be everywhere, but I can only be so many places at one time. There's only one of me, so.
That's true. You can't stretch everywhere. It's like you got to plan how you have to do it. But that would be amazing if you can do that with the kicks. Yeah, with kicks.
Absolutely.
So how long have you been a musician?
So I first got interested in music when I was 6. I started playing the clarinet at 6, and then when I turned 12, right around there, I got really into Kiss. So then, when I saw Paul Stanley doing his thing, I immediately was like, oh, I want to do that. So then, I talked to my dad, and for my 12th birthday, he put the difference to whatever I got for birthday money, and I bought a guitar. And then I started taking some lessons, and I've been playing guitar ever since, and then started writing songs. I've taken vocal coaching, all that stuff. And so that happened when I was 12 and 31. So I've been playing guitar for, 17 years or so, more than that, 19 years.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, 19 years. Yeah. Yep.
Wow. So do you play guitar? Do you play drums as well? Did you say you play drums?
I dabble. I leave the drumming to Ram Gov.
I would love to learn how to play drums. I know it's a lot of technique, and you know what? I have a couple guitars. I have a acoustic and I have an electric. I haven't touched it yet. I think I can only play like the little part that does Smoke on the Water.
Nice.
Everybody learn. That's the first thing that they learn, right?
Well, but the question is, are you playing the riff right? Are you playing at open chords? Or are you playing at bar chords?
I don't know.
All right, that's all I need to know. Right there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm playing whatever makes that tune. Yeah, so no.
Hey, everybody's got to start somewhere. It's never too late. It just all depends on whatever. I know there's a lot of people that want to be rock stars or they want to be professional musicians, but there's a lot of steps to take in between.
Yes.
Obviously we all want to be playing arenas and stadiums, but there's a lot of steps to take in between. The main thing is building up your fan base and all that stuff and making it viable so you can actually do it for a living without having to work a day job. But, in your case, if you're just doing it as a hobby or whatever, learning
just
cover,
for fun. Yeah.
Just learning cover is fun. I mean, just start. That's it. Just start, and that's all you can do. I mean, the hardest
See where it goes. Yeah. I know it's a lot of hard work, because it's a lot of electrical stuff that you need to learn when you do go out on the stage and you plug in all that, and then you got to know how the things work and what to do. So I'm watching everybody on the stage and I'm like, wow. And then they hit those things on the floor when you play the guitar, and it makes a certain noise or a certain sound. And then you wear the things in the ears and the things on the hip. I'm like, what is all this stuff? How does this work?
So you get in advance. It all depends on the level of production. Basically, amps, drums, whatever. You're talking about like in-ear monitor systems, which is something we use. That's a little bit more advanced tech. We use all that stuff. We go to all digital everything, no amps, just because it's just easier for breakdown and setup.
Right.
Most bands now are moving away from amps and they're going all digital in the box, as we say. It's just because from night to night, it sounds the same because all the settings are dialed in. Nothing changes. The only thing that might have to happen is you might have to EQ to the room or whatever you're playing. But yeah, the foot pedals and all that stuff, that's just, some guitar players play like that. I always say you don't need all that. Tone is right here, baby. It's all in the hands.
That's right. There you go. There you go. And it's a lot of hard work. And that's why I love doing what I do with promoting and getting you on here. I want people to understand what goes behind being a musician and what it takes to be a musician. And it's not just, you just stand up there and look pretty. You have a lot of stuff that you have to do to prepare. And I give you guys a lot of credit, and I support you guys with everything in my heart. Music is my passion, and I just want to give you guys as much credit as possible for
Yeah,
you
I
guys.
appreciate that. And it just, like I said, it all depends on all levels. Some people do it recreationally, some people do it, it all depends on what you're trying to do. There's no right or wrong way. You just kind of got to find your own way and do it. Yes, there is a business aspect if you want to be in the music business. That's a whole nother can of worms. Um, but some people just want to go up there and have fun, and that's it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
On what you want to do. Now, me, I do this for a living, so this is what I do. Um, and like I said, I support anybody in anything that they do, and I will try to help out, best I can if I can, depending on what it is.
Awesome. Awesome. Very good. What would you tell someone that's just starting out to give them advice on? What would you say to them?
Oh, well, this is a loaded question. It depends. It depends on what your goals are and what you want to do. Like I said earlier, Lisa, you can just start playing whatever. Now, if you want to get started in the music business, if you want to get started in doing it for a living, it's obviously got to go out, build a fan base. You got to play shows. You know, the problem with social media and stuff like that, unless you have huge budgets for advertising and all that stuff, you're really not going to. I mean, it all depends, because I really don't want to say you're not going to reach a large audience, because it all depends on how active your friends list is. Like I said, there's a lot of factors that come into play. Um, my best advice is just you got to try things, just do things, see what works, see what doesn't. Um, you're not always going to get it right. It's not always going to be perfect, but I would say don't compare yourself to others. Don't worry about what other people are doing.
Perfect.
Run your own race, because you might see somebody and be like, oh, how come they got an opportunity and I didn't? And it's like, look, instead of trying to look for opportunity, create your own opportunity. Do your own thing. And then, some doors will open, some things will come. But don't expect it. You got to work for it. And your currency is basically, you got to make a name for yourself. You got to show people, why am I going to take a chance on you? Why am I going to invest money in you? You've heard this advice, cliche, whatever. Nobody says work hard. Yes, that's true. But if you're not willing to invest $1 into yourself, why is somebody who is an investor or a label or whatever, why are they going to come through and invest money into you unless you're willing to invest in yourself? That's not how it works. Maybe back in the day, they say it worked like that a little bit, but a lot of those bands, they built up huge followings in clubs. So they were, they had a following, and they had something to show on their resume to an investor, a record label, whatever, to say, hey, it's nice to have you, but we don't need you. We got this going on, and just don't be entitled. Sometimes people are going to give you the wrong advice, but the main thing is just kind of do your own thing, be easy to work with, check your ego at the door.
Right, exactly.
I mean, I'm trying to break it down as simple as possible. A lot of it is very layered, and a lot of people do preach this. A lot of people in the music business do preach this till they're blue in the face. A lot of people don't. They don't listen, because they care more about the perception. They care more about how they're perceived online. I consider it like LARPing. They're almost like role playing. They care more about the perception that they're busy and that they're big and what their friends think on social media versus
Right.
versus actually, getting in the trenches and rolling up your sleeves, and sometimes, taking the L. You got to learn how to lose. But I mean, if that's what you care about, if you care more about the perception, more on the, I mean, good luck to you. That's what you want to do. That's fine. But if you want to do it for a living, every once in a while you'll get that little pop or whatever. But you remember, most people only post their highlight reels on social media. They don't necessarily post all the hard work and all the stuff that goes into the back end of it. I mean, in a way, you could be saying, "Who am I?" Because some people might be saying, "I've never heard of you," but you know what? You will. You ready?
Exactly. So you're taking that time to get all of that together, opposed to somebody who is, hey, look at me. Gotcha. Yeah.
Well, see the problem. See, to add to that, you got to think about it like building a house, right? It's only as strong as its foundation. If you go from 0 to hero and you don't build a foundation in between, when you fall off that pinnacle, because everything in life is peaks and valleys. You know, think of it like the sine wave. You know, if you don't have that foundation when you come down before you get your next wave, you're just going to fall straight down, you know? And, you know, this is a lot of the problem I have with a lot of these talent shows and stuff like that. Yeah, it's great for people to showcase their talent, but, you know, these people are talented, but nobody's telling them, hey, you know, build something to fall back on, because this doesn't necessarily last. Now, again, the exception doesn't make the rule. There are
Right.
some people that have a machine behind them, or they have a lot of people behind them that prop them up, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, like I don't necessarily work by myself. My whole thing isn't just necessarily me. Like I have a team of people that I work with, so and that team gets bigger, and you also gotta figure out who's the best fit for your team. You know, not everybody is maybe in your best interest, or not everybody wants to work as a collective either. So, you know, like I said, it's if you're not growing, you're stagnant. So you got to it's constantly evolving. It's never going to be the same. But going back to the talent shows, it's yes, it can propel you and give you a nice launching point, but you know, you can't just be like, oh, whatever, and then ride that accolade forever. You know, you kind of got to build everything else in between. And if you get those opportunities, more on, you know, good luck to you. But you know, for me, like that's not something I'm interested in. I'm interested in building up the solid fan base and the following, and being very personable one on one with the fans. That's my goal.
That's good.
I want to build a great solid foundation and be very personable with the people who support me and make all of this possible.
Exactly. And I like that. I like the way you're thinking there. That's perfect.
Well, I mean, I've observed a lot of what these guys do, and you know, what a lot of these bigger musicians, what they say in interviews, and a lot of it I feel is just canned answers, because it's like they're not talking about the team that was assembled behind them with labels and stuff like that, you know. So, I mean, again, I really don't know. We really don't know. That's fine. You know, when people tell you something, kind of just believe it. But, you know, my mentality is, you know, the long game. You know, everybody wants the quick money. They want the TikTok video that gets 15 seconds. Well, that's great. But after that video runs its course, what are you doing next? What's next?
Yes. Yes.
So that's why, like, while I'm already like hitting the opportunity, let's say, doing something, I'm already 3 steps ahead of that down the road.
Right. You're already planning for the next thing and for the next thing. Yes.
Yes.
Always looking ahead.
Mhm.
Yes. That's perfect. I like that.
I like to keep it moving.
Yes. Keep that train moving.
But don't let it go off the track, though.
That's right. I like that. That's perfect. So some of the places that you played, what are some of your favorite places and some of your not so favorite?
Oh man, I'm gonna stay away from the not so favorite, because I want to be a nice guy. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
But so far, it's mostly been just around Texas. Texas, I mean, you drive 10 hours and you're still in the state.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's literally it's like its own country. There's a lot of markets here. I would say some of my favorite places are South Texas. And what's interesting is, you know, they put us on a lot. They put me on a lot at like midnight. And you're like, man, midnight, there's going to be nobody there. No, dude, the clubs get packed. People show up. And the fans down there are very receptive, especially in the Rio Grande along the border of Mexico. They love rock and roll. So they've been really good to me, and that's why I keep going back. Obviously, here in Austin, Come and Take It Live is probably one of the best venues I've ever played, and it's probably the best. I would say, hopefully Anthony, if he's watching or if he catches this, doesn't take offense to this, but it's like the best mid-sized club. It holds about 800 people. Has an upstairs and a downstairs, not 2 stages, but there's like an upstairs level. But it just has a really nice stage, great sound system, great sound guy, great staff. It's just a great venue. I would say that's probably my favorite here in Austin. And, you know, someone was like, what about my venue? Look, I love you guys too. But that, South Texas, so like, you know, Holligen, McAllen, Brownsville, a cool spot out in Laredo, a place called Wonder Lounge is really cool. Houston, I love playing Scout Bar. Galpars is great venue. We're going back there July 31st. Yeah, and then I mean, I'll play anywhere. Honestly, those are kind of highlights, but I think every show in my own way is my favorite because it's like you're building, you know, like everybody just wants to play shows, and that's great. And the reward of playing shows, you know, is fun, but like it's even better that I get to interact with people from
Yeah.
different cities and different parts of the country, and you know, going out to New Orleans next month, and you know, going back to Oklahoma, and you know, like I said, we're gonna get to these other places, Baltimore, Rams Head Live, hopefully.
Yes. Yes.
Just need to get in there.
Yes. Open for kicks. We're working. We got to work on that. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Hey, if they give me a call, I'll be there.
Okay. Okay. And then you let me know, and then we'll be there.
Yes, but I
Yes.
need that
In
connection.
the front row. Yes.
Oh, because you have front row promotions, right?
Yes. Yeah. We'll be in the front row. That's
Yeah,
the only way to see a show is in the front row. So.
Well, sometimes. Well, yeah, so
Yeah.
it's been great. Oh, I forgot to mention. I can't believe I forgot to mention this. Hotspot in Cedar Park is one of my favorite venues. I'm gonna be opening for Striper there in September.
Ooh.
So that's gonna be
Cool.
yeah.
That's
So
gonna be awesome.
I'll tell anybody. I'll go wherever. Just give me a time and a place, and I'll be there.
There you go.
With
There you
some
go.
contractual obligations, of course. But
That's it. That's it. We need that money. Yes.
Hey! I didn't say that necessarily.
What did you say?
I said contractual obligations.
Yes. There you go.
So we'll leave it. We'll leave it vague. We'll leave it. We'll leave it vague on purpose.
Okay. So who has inspired you? Who is your inspiration?
So my main influences, and they changed a little bit, but obviously Paul Stanley from Kiss is my main. I would say, you know, Robert Plant and Tom Kiefer from Cinderella. And this is going to be a curveball to left field, but Ted Poley from Danger Danger.
Oh yeah, I love that band. Yeah,
And
oh,
I love Ted. I mean, not only do I love their songwriting, but I love Ted Poley's voice and the way that he sings. And they should be a bigger band. They should be. I mean, they're big, but just the way he sings, he always sounds like he has a smile on his face when he sings, and his tone, just the way he approaches his melodies, it's great. And I had a chance to meet him when I was still living in Rhode Island, and he couldn't have been the nicer guy. Super nice, super friendly, and he had a smile on his face. He's super nice. So I would say them four are my top, and then also Justin Hawkins from The Darkness. Those would be my top five. Not in any particular order. Well, Paul Stanley's going to be number one, but the other ones can be interchangeable. But, you know, obviously Paul Stanley, because he got me into music, you know, Kiss, greatest band ever. Of course, I'm biased, but still, greatest band ever.
There you go.
You know, Tom Kiefer, because of the way he has a unique tone to his voice, the raspiness.
Oh, yeah.
Ted Poley, because of, you know, the way his approach. Justin Hawkins, because of all the falsetto stuff. That's I really cut my teeth is like covering that stuff to get really practice my falsetto. And then, you know, Robert Plant, because of course, you know, Zeppelin. Robert Plant's one of the greatest, and his approach to melodies and the way he, you know, would ad-lib stuff and things like that. So,
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of honorable mentions. I mean, you know, everybody, you know, I'm a big fan of, like, you know, Stephen Pearcy, you know, Don Dock. I mean, we can go down the list, but that's my top five.
Yeah, I grew up to those, and Def Leppard's like my number one go-to favorite, and I love all the bands, all the rock and roll. Yeah, but that's my favorite. Then it was Rat, and of course Poison. You know, all that good stuff growing up in the '80s. So yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I love that stuff, but I'm a huge classic rock fan. There's just nothing better. It just the way the songs are and everything. It's timeless. The songs will be played 100 years from now.
Exactly.
So that's the way I take my approach too. Is I like to write stuff that is timeless. You know, you could. It's not necessarily tied to any particular pop culture event or anything like that. I just like to write songs that have a certain attitude or feeling, you know, to them.
That's amazing. I like that. Yeah. And it's never going to get old. You're always going to have that feeling behind it. You're going to feel oh, that took me back to this and everything.
I hope not.
Yeah, it's not gonna get old ever. No.
No.
I'll play this in my car. I'll blast that as loud as it can get. I love this stuff.
I love it. Thank you. It's
You're
very
welcome.
flattering.
You're welcome.
Now I just need to get 1 million more people or 10 million more to do the same thing.
Exactly. Just spread the word to this person and to that person, and I'm on a roll. I'm
Well,
getting it started here.
word of mouth. Word of mouth is definitely the most powerful form of promotion. It always has been, always will. Because social media is just word of mouth on steroids. If everybody shares it, I think there's something. Don't quote me on this, but I was reading somewhere that if you have at least 400 friends on your friends list, if everybody on your friends list shared it, you would reach 1 million people.
Wow.
Hmm?
That would be awesome. Yes. Yes.
But that's a perfect world, but that wouldn't happen. But anyway.
If that could happen, that would be wonderful. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me see. Did I ask you who was your favorite musician?
Well, yeah, I said Paul Stanley, but
Paul
I said that.
Stanley. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yep.
So what do you like most about getting out there on stage and seeing all the people? What's that feeling like being up there on stage?
It's an adrenaline rush. There's no better feeling. There's no better feeling than seeing people happy and enjoying themselves. And there's also no better feeling that when there's people there that have never seen you play before, and they're standing in the front row like this, and then by the end of the show, they're like, "Yeah,
yeah."
There's no better feeling than seeing that transformation take place.
Yeah.
Being in a band is kind of like being like a vacuum salesman. You gotta win the fans over. You gotta sell them.
You're selling
product.
it. Yeah.
You're not just because you think you're great doesn't mean that you're entitled to that fan or that intention. So you have to win them over. So
Yeah.
I try to be personable and also put on a great show and if that comes together, then I did my job. If not, then I didn't.
Exactly.
But that's the greatest part is the fan reaction. The greatest part is the fan reaction and being with the fans. There's nothing better, and it's an interesting dichotomy, and yeah, I mean it's great. I love it. I yearn for it, and it's the best part of the day. It makes all the back end business worth it at the end of the day.
Right. It just feels that good to be up there. What do you do to prepare for the show?
Sorry, I was looking at comments. Some people are saying that they're having trouble seeing the stream, but anyway,
Okay.
I don't know if it's not private or anything. But anyway,
I don't see the comments. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's in I shared it to my group.
Okay. I don't see anything.
Let me comment this real quick, and I'll revisit your question when I do the show.
Okay.
Hold on. That's why I'm trying to make sure I respond to some people on here because I'm telling them to chat in, but they're not.
Okay.
All right, let's do that.
Okay.
So anyway, all right. So what I do to prepare to a show is generally the boys and I, we try to take it very easy. We always get there early. As early as on time is late. But I mean early, we get there a couple hours early. Because you like to, maybe get something to eat. Try to eat something light. Nothing too heavy. You don't want to jump around with a full belly, especially when it's hot outside and we're playing some outside shows. It gets a little, you get a little, so you definitely don't want that. We tend to just take it easy, chill, load in, just talk a little bit. They said have a light meal, and then we'll get dressed in the green room. We'll stretch out a little bit, just get a little loose, and then we'll take the stage and then do what we need to do.
Just pretty much get yourself psyched for it. Yeah.
Yeah, we just kind of we don't want to get too crazy, too much jumping around, whatever. It's more or less, like I said, just go through the warm ups. Guitar players warm up. I warm up my vocals a little bit. We stretch out, like I said, because we do a lot of jumping around and stuff like that. So, we want to make sure that, like I said, we're just nice and loose and ready to go.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. Who have you collaborated with, or who would you like to collaborate with?
When I was interning at the studio, I collaborated with a couple cool bands. I'm not sure if they're still around. One of them was Young Lungs. Obviously, like I said, it was probably Young Lungs was probably the most. They're like a pop punk band out of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And then, and then this girl, her name's Kayla Way. She has really good records. Unfortunately, it never came out. But those are some cool things that I've collaborated with. Who I would collaborate with currently, I honestly haven't put much thought into it. Obviously, I could give you the default answer and be like, oh, Paul Stanley or some of these bigger artists, but I would say it's not a thought that's crossed my mind currently. But if something comes along and it seems cool and the stars align, and my biggest thing is if it makes sense, then I'll do it.
There you go.
If not, then no harm, no foul.
That's good. That's good. Let's see.
You can ask me anything you like, and anybody watching, you can ask me any question. No subjects off limits, but we're going to keep it PG in case this kid's watching.
There you go. Yep. Chime in. Ask away. Let's see. If you could take a musician along with you on your tour or on to your shows for a month, who would you choose and why?
Are you talking like a band tour with?
Or a person, or just one musician, one particular musician?
So I'll give a shout out to some of my local friends. So I would probably take, like a band called the Pistolators. They're really good. I'd take them out. Me and my friends Empire Cast from Dallas. All Stories End from San Antonio. Maybe Blackheart Saints. They're here from Austin. It just all depends, and it makes sense. Again, it's not really something I put much thought into. And as far as a musician, I mean, I have a really good band. I think I don't want to get too full of myself, but I think I have the greatest band in Austin. So, it just all depends on the situation, but it's not really something I put a lot of thought into it, because I'm pretty happy with my situation, what I got going on. And, maybe we could phrase and say if I could tour with anybody, maybe it would be Kiss or The Darkness or, Kix or, Skid Row. I mean, any of those bands. The list goes on.
Exactly.
I'm not super choosy, and it's more or less if whatever opportunity presents itself, whatever opportunity presents itself is what I will go for, so to speak, or I'll create my own. I mean, it's just going to make sense.
That's awesome.
That's my thing. That's the only question I always ask. Does it make sense? Yes, no? All right. And then we go from there.
That's good. That's good. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay. I think we covered that. Did that one.
Man, I did so much talking. I took the wind out of your sails.
That's no. We covered a lot. I didn't even have to look at the notes, which is very good. Really good.
I can talk.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty hot in here with all the hot air that I've been feeling.
Right. Oh. Well, I have two. I have the air conditioner on. I had a ceiling fan, 2 fans over there. All this hair just is too hot.
I can assure you it's hotter here.
It's hot there too. Yes, you're in Texas. Yeah. What's the craziest thing that you have encountered on your tour, your road trips, or your gigs or so?
I mean, believe it or not, most of it's been pretty tame. I kind of run a little bit of a tight ship, keep everything buttoned up with the boys. We really don't get too much out of hand. We kind of just we try to keep everything very easy and low common denominator. Try to stay very structured. I mean, there's been some interesting scenarios, but I wouldn't say anything too crazy. There's not a story in particular that comes to mind. I mean, I wish I had some crazy story, but I'll have to think of one. But there's not one that comes to mind.
That's okay.
I think that's a good thing. It means that, like,
that is good that you didn't run into any kind of wild obstacles or
yeah,
anything.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good. I mean, maybe a cool one was when we were playing down in Brownsville. The window in our van maybe broke, and we had to like duct tape it shut. And we had to keep like taping it because it was so hot. The glue on the tape would melt, and the window would keep falling down. I mean, that's crazy. Like I said, I just can't. I mean, that's just common problems that people run into. But yeah, like I said, Lisa, not one comes in particular. I keep it's pretty tame over here. Unfortunately or fortunately, I would prefer as much as I'm pretty loud and boisterous, I prefer things to be pretty tame and buttoned up.
Right. Well, you still have travels to go, so when you come up to Baltimore, you never know what you'll run into.
That is true. That is true.
Yes.
I'm sure we can revisit. You can ask me this question when I see you in person, and then we can see if something crazy has happened. I mean, we all go to Louisiana next month for a couple dates, so we'll see.
So I'll have you back on the show, and then you can tell me what happened.
I think it'll be pretty tame, though. I don't think.
Yes. So who did you see first? Your first concert? Who was your first concert?
It was Kiss, 2003, the TD Bank North Garden in Boston. They opened for Aerosmith.
Ooh, nice.
World Domination Tour.
Nice show.
So I saw that. I've seen Kiss like 20 times. I've seen them on every tour with the exception of 2 or 3 since 2003. And I've seen them 3 times on the current tour. I saw them in Dallas, Houston, and in Austin.
Awesome. I saw Kiss a few times. The Psycho Circus one, and I think a few before that, but not many. It's just come and go, and I just haven't, But I try to stretch it out. I mean, Def Leppard, of course.
Oh yeah, I've seen Def Leppard a couple times. I've seen Def Leppard with Kiss. I've seen Def Leppard with Styx and Tesla. I mean, I've seen the bands. I've seen Motley Crue twice.
Metallica?
I've seen Metallica.
Yeah.
I saw Metallica in 2009. Yeah, 2009. It was whenever Death Magnetic came out.
Cool.
And I remember that night because it had snowed, and when we were pulling into the parking garage at the TD Bank North Garden, we're on the ramp going in, and all the cars are just sliding down the ramp, even with the brakes locked up, and they would just go because they didn't want anybody to bump into each other. I remember coming home that night after the concert. It snowed. It snowed like 1.5 feet, and we had to drive from Boston back to Rhode Island. I was with my uncle and my friend Mike. I remember we spun out on the highway.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we didn't hit anything though, but we spun out on the highway, and it was an interesting night for sure. You couldn't see in front of the truck as we were driving down the highway.
Oh, and that had to be scary, kind of, but kind of wild. It's just like,
Yeah, I mean, because we're from snow, used to it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Aw.
But I'm happy to be down here. No snow for the most part, except for the fluke that happened last year. But generally, it gets cold down here. It does. It gets cold, but I prefer the warm weather, and right now it couldn't be better outside.
Yeah. I like it when it's about 70 degrees and it's nice breeze. Yeah.
I think everybody would prefer that.
Yeah. I do like it when it's hot, as long as I can cool off. If I'm in a pool or something like that, getting wet. But if I'm just out in it, this gets it gets too poofy, and then it's too can't wear your makeup. It's a mess for me. I look like a goofball.
So Lisa, somebody pointed out in the chat, and I'm actually looking at this now. You have this post shared to your friends only, so we don't have a lot of mutual friends, so that's why none of my friends can see it. Is there a way you can edit it on Facebook and change it to public?
It should be sharing to everything. Let me see. Hold on just a minute.
Because it says under your name, it says Lisa is live now. It says Lisa. It says shared with Lisa's friends. It doesn't say public.
It should. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Tori, can you help me? I'm trying to figure out. It's not shared. It's just said shared to my friends, but not to everybody.
Because I have it shared to public, but it's not showing to. Yeah, it's only showing shared to your friends. So my friends aren't going to see it.
Oh, do you know how to do this?
So you click the three dots at the top of the post, and you go to Edit Audience. You'll see a drop down that says Edit Audience. You see that? So the three dots at the top of the post, you'll see Pin Post, Save Video, Who Can Comment, Edit Post, Edit Audience. Change Edit Audience and make it public.
I'm on stream. Wait a minute. No, that's not the right one.
No, you got to do it on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Let me go on to. I don't have one. Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you another question, and so you can, while I'm trying to do this, you can do that.
Yeah.
Let's see. What would you like to tell your fans?
Well, I'd like to tell them that, like, I can't wait. There's a lot of people. Well, this is for the people who haven't seen the show yet, and especially because they live all over the country and some all over the world. I will get to you. I promise. It's just going to take some time, but I will be there. And if you guys have suggestions for any cities you want me to go to that I might not be thinking of off the top of my head, I'm all ears, and I will do my best to accommodate everybody. And I'll get there as soon as I can. But I'm coming to see all of you at some point.
Awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be like 90. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out that. Okay. What do you do for your downtime when you're not doing your music?
So for my downtime, I like to read. I read a lot of stuff. I like to learn about things that I'm curious about. So I try to consume as much knowledge if I'm interested in a subject, like especially when it pertains to the music business. I try to be well read on everything current that's going on. And sometimes I'll just hang out. Sometimes I'll play a little Xbox. But generally, I might go like hiking a little bit, but I work out. I'm pretty laid back and chill. I try to like when I do downtime, I tend to just be very low key, nothing really too crazy.
It's public now. Mm-hmm.
All right, is it public now? Let's take a look. If that's the case, we have to start this whole conversation over.
Can they see it now?
Well, it still says friends shared with friends. Let me see. Let me go to your page. Yeah, it still says friends.
Wow, that's just crazy. I just changed it and it's not doing it.
All right, here we go. Well, now it's public.
Is it public now? Okay.
Oh, Candy. All right.
Wow,
Candy.
I see it. I can't. Yeah.
See it. All right.
Yeah.
Give us 1 second.
Okay.
So,
finally, she's there. Okay. Wow.
All right. It's public. Sweet.
Woo!
Everybody missed the conversation. We've had a good conversation.
Sorry about that. I don't know what.
We're gonna get more questions.
Happened.
Thank you. Everything's public. Everything's public. We're good to go.
Okay. So
hold on. Let me do this real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this post off of my personal Facebook, and then I'm going to go back into the post, and I'm going to grab it and share it. So give me 1 second, Lisa. Sorry, guys. We're doing this live. There's a saying in the music business. She doesn't have a bleep, so I'll just go. We'll do it live. All right.
1, 2.
That's how we do it. Wow, I can share it to my story. Wow, this is why I couldn't share it earlier.
Oh my goodness, I was wondering why nothing was rolling in.
All right,
I see everybody now.
All right, like I said, we might have to start this whole show over.
Okay, we can. Are you ready? Okay, we'll start it again.
Hold on. Let me see. Let me share it to my page.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't want to do that. I want to grab the link and I want to post it on there. All right, guys, hold on. We know we've been live, but we didn't realize we were having a share setting issue. Now we're gonna be going. So hold on 1 second. This is just a casual hang, like we can talk about.
We're just talking about music.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Front Row Promotions. And tonight here I have with me is Christian Shields. Hi, Christian. Welcome to the show.
No, we're not starting the show back over.
Okay.
We're good.
We're just being silly. I know.
Yeah. So, all right, we're good. We're there. All right. So anyway, so what else did she add? What else did she ask? She asked what I do to unwind. So yeah, it was basically, so like I said, reading, hang out, just low key. Sometimes I'll watch shows. Everybody's telling me to watch Stranger Things. I've never seen the show.
You have to watch it. Oh, you have to watch it. I finished it. I'm not going to tell you, but you have to watch it.
That's what everybody's saying, but you know what? It's all the girls. It's only girls who are telling me I have to watch it. Not a single one of my dude friends is like, Stranger Things. No, none of them are saying that.
Oh, but they've got cute girls on there too. But I mean, it's not just about the guys. It's a neat show. It's a good story, and you will love it. Do this for me. Just watch at least 1 or 2 episodes, and then text me and tell me if you like it.
We'll see. I really don't watch that much TV. It's not something that
something that you do.
Yeah, I mean, I will once in a while, but just like it's not. I don't have anything particular. I mean, I was watching like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul when that was out, but I know they're still doing seasons of Better Call Saul, but I just lose interest quickly because I just get sidetracked by so much. But what was the other question that she had asked?
Let's see. Well, she was asking what I was asking too about what do you do to relax and unwind.
Yeah, we got that.
And she was just like she just said, "Damn, Lisa, you asked my question." See, two minds think alike. Two great minds think alike. And she said, "Hey guys, Candy here. Hi, Christian. You're freaking adorable."
Oh, thank you. Well, I can't see her, so I'm gonna assume that she's cute too. All right.
She is very cute. Yes, she has purple hair. So yeah.
Purple hair.
Let's see if I can get you a picture. Candy, is it okay if I share a picture?
Oh God! So this is good. This is now turning into Christian Shields judging girls hour, I guess.
No, it's me. It's all it is meeting a friend. I'll ask you another question while I pull up a picture. Oh Lord. Let me see. Here comes the funny part of the show. There's going to be off-topic questions. So these are
the best. These are the best. I always get asked music questions, which is fun. I like the silly questions. That's what I'm saying. Everybody watching now, we're getting people coming in. Ask me anything, but we are keeping it PG in case there are children watching. We are not getting vulgar.
PG. What were your favorite bands from your teenage years? But we have already accomplished that.
Yeah, but no, not really, because some of the stuff's different. So I would say, like in my teenage years, I was more into like in high school. I listened to a lot of Dokken, a lot of Rat. I mean, that's what I really got into Danger. I'm trying to think because and then I was really into like Census Fail. Like these are like emo bands. I was into Census Fail and that's actually probably was like my main favorite band, actually, because obviously I like the '80s stuff, but a band that I would listen to a lot, and my brother got me into them was Census Fail, and then some of the other stuff. I don't mean to repeat that 3 times. I'm just trying to think. It was pretty much whatever was going on that era between 2005 and 2009. I was into all those bands. Like that's when Velvet Revolver was out, so I was big into Velvet Revolver. The Misfits. it was very eclectic taste. It was like rock and stuff like that. And I wouldn't really listen to any like pop music or anything like that.
Yeah.
Not too much. But now, I mean, I listen to everything. I mean, it doesn't matter. If it's fun, if it grabs my ear, we have a saying, from the production standpoint in the music business, you want to sleep around. But meaning sleeping with different genres of music. You wanna experience everything there is to experience. And then you've heard Joe Elliott, since you love Def Leppard, you've heard Joe Elliott talk about this, where he heard, for example, when they wrote their song Rocket, they heard that that shuffle beat, the right? They heard that from a Native American drum music, and he kind of got an idea to get that shuffle feel.
Okay.
So I don't know if you've heard that story. Maybe that's something new. Maybe you want to look into that. But
yeah, I want to see. Yes.
It's kind of if something catches my ear, it gives me an idea. You want to borrow stuff from different styles of music and kind of incorporate it into your own.
Awesome. I like that. I do. Here is Candy, so I can introduce. If you could see, because of the.
I don't think I can't see her, but thank you, Candy. Thank you for your questions and your comments. I'll
send it to you. I'll email it to you, or I'll text it to you.
You don't have to. You don't have to. What are you playing, matchmaker over here, Lisa?
Maybe. You just never know who you might find.
That's true.
That's
true. You never know.
Yes. So the next question is, what songs, it's kind of like the kind of same thing, but a little twist to it. What are some songs that you still like to rock out to from your teenage years that you're like, you don't like, what was it, you're embarrassed to say, or something like that?
I wouldn't say I'm embarrassed by anything in particular, but I would say there's definitely songs that bring me back. One of them is Crazy Nights by Danger Danger. There's just something about that song. It reminds me of, the friend group that I have in high school. Unfortunately, we've all grown apart. I'm still, one of my friends is my friend Steve. We didn't talk for 10 years, and we recently reconnected. And it's not because of anything in particular. We just drifted apart. And, just certain songs, I find it easier to describe emotion through songs, not to change the subject, but basically, certain songs remind me of certain people or certain places, certain things. And, when certain things are a soundtrack to your life, that's kind of what it is. So, like I said, Crazy Nights is probably one of the best examples by Danger Danger off their second record. That's probably one of the best examples of a song from that year. That's the standout song. I can't really think of anything else. Because like I said, I was listening to Dokken, I was listening to Rat. I was trying to consume as much of the glam rock as I could. Anything from the 80s. I got super into it. Come on. The list just goes on. I can list every band. I can list all of them. It's not anything in particular. Yeah, I got the picture. Yeah, she's cute. And I'm seeing, because people are now starting to comment with questions. So let's see what we got.
There we go. You have Denise Brown. Hi from New Zealand.
Yes, Denise, one of my fans from New Zealand.
And you have Beck Adriza.
Beck Andriozzi, that's somebody I know from back home. Yeah.
Oh, yay, Christian! Congratulations on the interview.
Thank you. Some people take these for granted, but I don't take them lightly. Anybody that wants to spend time talking to me and hearing me just ramble, it's always flattering. You could do something else with your Thursday night, but you'd rather sit here and listen to me talk about nonsense. So.
Aww. Well, I just got to hear all about you and learn about your music. And your music's wonderful. As you see, it's on my screen. And we heard some tonight. And I just love it. Yes.
And if you go to ChristianShieldsRocks.com, you can listen to everything. I'm on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music. Or you can say, hey, Siri, play Christian Shields. Nope, Siri, turn off, because my phone just did that. Or hey Alexa, whatever. Hey Cortana, anything. So I'm on
Awesome.
anywhere you get music. I am there. I am not hard to find. Just Google me.
That's what I was gonna say next. Like, where can people find you? Yeah.
Google me, Christian Shields, or again, ChristianShieldsRocks.com. All the socials: Twitter, Facebook,
And all the
Instagram,
all the
TikTok.
social media. Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Then you have Denise. Well, Denise Brown said, "Hey, Christian."
Hello. Does she have a question for me?
I don't see the question. The question she just said, "Hey, Christian." Mhm.
Hello.
Yes. Let me see if I can scan down anymore. If there's anything else.
I
Nope.
wonder
That's it so far.
what time is it over there in New Zealand? Because it's 9:13 Central Time here in Texas.
Oh, okay.
She's
Yeah, I
gonna
got.
be she's gonna be 12 or 14 hours behind me.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's 10:13 here.
Yeah, you're on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Anybody else got anything?
Not yet. Nope. Let me see. Nope, nope, nope. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next question.
What is it?
The next crazy question. What's the craziest thing on your bucket list?
Ooh, man. You're hitting me with questions I haven't put much thought into.
It's like,
I'm
wow.
a hyper focused person. Um, bucket list thing. I mean, I'm working towards the goal of playing, arenas and stadiums, hopefully. Um, bucket list thing I would say right now would be just to try to hit all 50 states. That's my goal. I've never played in any project all 50 states. I've done a lot of them, but I
Right.
want to play all 50, especially with this one. And I want to bucket list is definitely take this to Japan. I've been talking about taking this to South America because one of my friends, well, my vocal coach's band, he's in a band called Heaven's Guardian that tours South America a lot. So I was talking about opening for them. They're huge in South America, and then Europe and wherever I can. That's my bucket list currently is just playing everywhere in the world that I possibly can.
That's amazing. I like that. Yes. Yes. While you're there, collect a shot glass or collect something there to bring back with you.
I mean, the thing of it is just that gets too bulky, and I don't want to carry too much around. I'd rather just have the memory. I'll just take some pictures. It's usually what I
There
do.
you go. Pictures like you are here, like you are in Maryland.
Oh, did I lose you?
There's Christian Shields in Maryland. Yes, or in Delaware or
What
wherever.
happened? You there?
Yeah, it looks like it froze a minute, but it still continues to go. It's yeah. There
I don't
you go.
know. I'm I'm back. I'm back. Sorry,
Yes,
I just
he's
this is
back.
like a
He's
lag.
back.
There was a lag spike.
Yeah, it just froze a second. Okay, so who is or was your idol?
All right, we back now.
Yes.
All right, because there was a big lag spike. I don't know what happened there. All right,
Oh,
would you ask me something during the lag spike?
yes. Who is or
Seen
was
it again.
and or was your idol?
Hold on one second.
Okay.
All right, did that fix it?
Yeah.
All right, because I think it's just sometimes Wi-Fi. Anyway, so I'm on data. It doesn't matter. What was your question?
Oh, who is your idol and who was your idol?
Well, I don't have a was. It still is. It's Paul Stanley.
Yes. I figured after I asked this question, I've already know the answer, but that's okay because might have been somebody else as well, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but no, it's Paul Stanley.
Awesome. What is your favorite quote?
It's from the great Paul Stanley. It's "Live to Win."
Live to win.
It's my favorite
Awesome.
quote.
I love it.
Simple message. Live to win.
Mine is I love what I do and I do what I love. And that's promote my music and all that.
That's great.
Yes.
From the front row, right?
Yes, from the front row. No other way. Well, if it has to be, but if you can do the front row, that's where it's at.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Okay, here's a good one. If you could get into a time machine and go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Well, are you talking to a certain era, or are you talking like just get on a plane and go somewhere?
In the time machine, like if you want to go back someplace or forward to someplace.
Maybe I would love to just go back to the Sunset Strip in the '80s just to see what it was like to
Yeah,
actually be there, and when everybody was hanging out in all the clubs to see it, just to see it with my own eyes. There's something about like when you see things on TV or you see them, in pictures. There's just something different about actually physically being there and experiencing it. That's a whole different animal. You
yeah.
know, when you actually experience it with the five senses. So I would definitely say the Sunset Strip. That's the thing that comes to my mind. Sunset Strip, I'd say circa like 83, 84. Because that's when a
Yes.
lot of those bands came up.
Awesome. I graduated in '84, and yeah, that was my perfect. I lived through the '80s. I'm sorry, but I loved it. I wish I can go back. I would go back with you back to the '80s. That was a perfect time. I'm telling you. Mm.
No, right now it's perfect. You just gotta ride the wave.
Yeah, exactly. But
You know,
I
no,
just
you can't have the good without the bad. There's always going to be trials and tribulations,
that's
and
true.
how you
Yeah,
deal with it.
that is very true. Very true.
Mhm.
What are your dreams?
As far as like,
Just
well, I would
whichever.
say, yeah, that's right. I would just say that like it's more or less goals that I'm working towards. Like I just want to continue to do this for a living, um, be able to play in arena or stadium someday. Um, I'm just very hyper focused on that. I'm not really trying to live in the clouds. I'm more or less just trying to keep both feet planted firmly here on earth and put one foot in front of the other every day,
Yes,
and just keep it moving.
exactly.
Mhm.
Here's a good one. Are you ready?
What is it?
Here
Is
it
it
comes. If you could shop at one of your favorite stores for free, which store would it be?
Oh, I mean, I haven't had a favorite store in a while, but I would say maybe Worn Star Clothing. That's where I get all my gear from. Um, I love their style. That's probably going to be the number one. Worn Star. That's where I get all my fancy pants from.
Oh yeah, Warren Star. Yeah. I like their clothing. They're pretty cool. Yeah.
Yep. That's where I get
Oh,
my pants from. Everybody wants to know where'd you get those pants?
Warren
OneStar.com.
Star. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. I have another page here. We're getting close to the end, so that's
Right.
good. Bye. Um, what is the most surprising fact that you learned about yourself?
Surprising fact I learned about myself. See, it's hard. Like even though I like talking about myself, I guess and just how hard I work, and I think I discovered that over time of actually just being um, on the grind of just doing the things that I do. Just when we're humans, we all have self doubt about certain things. Sometimes you do get down on yourself, but just like there's some days where like you're literally like, oh man, am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to be all right? Am I going to be able to do this? But like I've time and time again, I've even surprised myself that I just find a way to overcome the obstacle, and that's all that is. So I guess um, one fact I guess I learned about myself is just how resilient I can be to challenges, and how I work to overcome them.
Awesome. I like it. I like
Mhm.
it. The next question. The next question is, what would you change about yourself, if anything?
Oh, well, um, I mean, nobody's perfect. I guess just learn a little bit more patience. Sometimes I can be uh, fairly impatient person because, like, it's kind of like that East Coast attitude. I want things done now, not 2 days from now. Now, and
Yeah.
one of the things I've had to come to grips with, especially being here in Texas, is people are like, they move a little bit slower. They take their time. They're a little bit more easygoing, and it's like being on a different planet. Because
Gotcha.
when I go back home, everything's always go 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 go. But down here, everybody's like, we'll get to it. Kind of that. So I would
Oh,
just say
okay.
I can be impatient. So, I have flaws like everybody else,
Right.
and I would just want to be better, um, better handling that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Mm. And then the last question was, what is your style in writing? And we discovered that you do the writing. Um, and or does like do you just do the writing, or does the whole band collaborate with it, or is it just you?
So currently, I did for this record. I would say 95% of the writing. I had some people come in to come up with some parts and stuff like that. Marshall helped out a lot with soloing and coming up with some guitar parts. But generally, it's whatever's best for the project. Like, I don't have all the answers. If somebody has a better idea than me, we use it. Um, Generally, I start with like a core idea. I'll come up with something. Um, and one thing I do, especially when it comes to demoing, is I don't like 100% finish a song. I just come up with meat and potatoes, basically drums, bass, guitar, vocal melodies, some harmonies, whatever. Because I don't want to absolutely fall in love with an idea. Because when I bring it to a producer and then they change something, I don't want to be like, I know that through that process. I mean, you don't have to work with a producer. I just choose to. Um, I just know through that process that I don't want to get stuck on something. I don't want to be like, it's this or nothing. Like, I feel like that derails things. My goal is always, when it comes to writing, not to make a long answer to the question, is just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Um, if the idea is, if it feels good, then I'll run with it. And then if I like am stuck on certain parts, I'll get the members to help come up with parts, or whatever. There's not really a set way. It's just whatever makes sense. I always come back to that statement. Whatever makes sense.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, I am out of questions. Is there anything that you would like to add or say, or tell your fans anything else, or
Well, with the fans have any questions? We had a little bit of questions there. Is anybody else?
yeah, let's see. I don't see. Let me see. If there's any questions, anybody wants to add questions, now's your time.
Yeah, now's your time. Time's a ticking,
Now's-
even though I don't wear a watch.
yeah, since we finally got it on the board. But I don't
Right.
see anything else coming up.
Candy doesn't have any other questions.
How about you, Candy? Any more questions? Candy, are you there? Let's see.
I don't
Okay.
keep too much dead air. I just want to see if anybody's got anything.
Yeah. No.
So I guess in conclusion, if we're gonna wrap this up, it's more or less that like I said, I'll be coming to see everybody soon, just a whole due time, and I'm gonna leave. So once again, you can check me out ChristianShieldsRocks.com. Google me, find me on all social media. I'm not a hard person to find. Also, you guys can. I'm sure my band members don't mind me shouting out their social media, but Rom Irony is his handle on Instagram. Jake Allard, or is it Jake Allard Music on Instagram, and then Marshall Stacks ATX on Instagram. That's all their social medias. If I'm incorrect, I apologize. You guys can correct me in the comments below. Yeah, I mean, like, follow all of us. Yes, it's under my name, but like I said, I want to promote my guys too. I want them to stand out as well. But one last message. I always end the show by saying this, and then unless somebody pops in with a question after this, but I always say one last message, and I say there's only one politic, one religion, one creed that brings us all together. And do you know what that is, Lisa?
I would say beliefs.
Oh, come on. There's one politic, one religion, one creed. Do you know what that is? It's a little something I like to call rock and roll, baby.
There you go.
Rock and roll.
Believe in rock and roll. I didn't have the whole full thing. So
Right.
Believe in rock and roll.
So remember that. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. You got it. I think Candy might join in for 1 minute because I think she wants to say something.
All right,
I
what does
sent
she wanna
her.
say?
Yeah, I sent her the invite. Let me see. Join.
She's gonna
on
come
the
in.
call.
She's coming in video chat. Oh boy.
I think. Yeah.
Oh, we
Join
could have told the
in.
fans that. We could have had the fans get on the video chat. Maybe we could see about doing that for 10 minutes. See if anybody wants to join in the video chat. We can send you the link, and you can actually video chat with me live.
Oh, she said when we're finished.
What happened? Oh no, it's lagging out again.
Christian, are you still
Yes,
there?
I'm here.
Ah, okay.
The problem with these Zoom calls, guys, I'm sorry. It's just that sometimes it's lag spikes. It sucks.
So when we're finished, don't go anywhere. When I say goodbye, we're just saying goodbye to everybody, but you stay here with me.
Okay.
Got it? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay, everybody. Thank you so much, Christian, for coming to Front Row Promotions.
My
I
pleasure.
enjoyed having you. I enjoyed having you on my show. Mwah. And you are welcome anytime to come back.
All right, we'll do. Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome so much, so much. Thank you so much. All right, so we're signing out now.
Bye-bye, everybody. Love you.
Bye-bye. Love you. Front Row Promotions, Lisa and Christian.
Yay.
Bye now. Hold on just 1 minute. Okay. And here we go.